Welcome to CodePipeline, continuous delivery end-to-end. We'll provide a complete guide to wiring together the stages of a pipeline, making every release predictable and smooth. This program is Module 3, Episode 3 of the AWS for Product Team series, brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team.
In this video, we'll cover 5 main topics, including the different flavors of automation, how to visualize the pipeline, building the pipeline end-to-end, adding manual approval gates, and routing notifications to Slack. The big idea is that boring releases are the goal. When deployments are treated as high-stakes events, that anxiety signals a pipeline gap. The goal is to make releases predictable, automated, and invisible. CI, CD, and CD are often used interchangeably, but they represent different levels of automation. Knowing where your team is on this spectrum determines how much human judgment is still involved and where the risks lie. Continuous integration automates the build and test run upon code commit. Continuous delivery packages the build and makes it ready to deploy, with a manual push to production. Continuous deployment automatically ships the build to production, with no human in the loop. Most product teams target continuous delivery. To find out which level of automation your team is ready for, ask 5 key questions about testing, rollback capabilities, feature flags, merge frequency, and environment mirroring. Your number of yes answers will indicate if you are ready for CI, continuous delivery, or continuous deployment. CodePipeline provides a real-time visual view of every stage in the release process, which helps product managers track status without needing terminal access. Understanding the console means you can read the pipeline status yourself. The CodePipeline console uses color-coded status indicators. Green means succeeded, blue means in progress, red means failed and the pipeline has stopped, and the approval icon means it is waiting for a manual approval. If you get a failed pipeline notification, don't panic. The pipeline protected you by catching a bad change before it reached users. Identify which stage failed, triage with the owning engineer, and communicate with stakeholders if necessary. Now let's look at building the pipeline end-to-end, focusing on the development angle. The 4 core stages of a code pipeline are source, build, test, and deploy. These stages form the minimum viable pipeline for a production-ready workflow. CodePipeline is the orchestrator, coordinating specialized services like CodeBuild for build and test, CodeDeploy for application deployment, and SNS plus Lambda for notification routing and logic. The source stage makes the pipeline event-driven, kicking off within seconds of a merge to main. Options include GitHub/GitHub Enterprise using CodeStar source connection, AWS CodeCommit using CloudWatch events, or Amazon S3 for artifacts and pipeline chaining. The build stage uses CodeBuild in a managed container, controlled by a buildspec.yml file. This file defines 4 phases: install, pre-build, build, and post-build. Key decisions include choosing a managed image, storing secrets securely, setting a build timeout, and enabling build caching. A dedicated test stage provides cleaner failure attribution and distinct pipeline status. Test types include fast unit tests, integration tests against real or mocked environments, and smoke tests as a post-deploy sanity check. Manual approval gates are essential for production deployments, keeping humans in the loop. They are a first-class citizen in CodePipeline, easy to add, and completely auditable. Approval gates work by pausing the pipeline and sending a notification. A reviewer approves or rejects the deployment. The pipeline resumes on approval or stops on rejection. Approvals expire after 7 days by default. Good places for approval gates are before production deployments, after staging validation, before database migrations, and for regulatory sign-off. Avoid gates in fully automated sections, like between build and test. CodeDeploy handles artifact deployment and rollout strategy. Deployment options include in place for simple or low traffic services, blue/green for zero downtime rollback, and canary/linear for gradual low risk releases. Now let's delve into pipeline notifications to ensure the team is always in the loop. The notification architecture flows from CodePipeline to an SNS topic, which triggers a Lambda function, and finally sends a formatted message to Slack. This decoupled design allows for flexible scaling and integration with other services. Setting up SNS involves creating an SNS topic, configuring a notification rule in CodePipeline for relevant events, and subscribing the Lambda function to the SNS topic. Always test the connection after setup. The Lambda function receives raw JSON events from SNS and formats them into actionable Slack messages. Key information includes pipeline name, stage, state, and direct links to the console for quick triage or approval. Designing effective Slack notifications means making them actionable. Always include a direct link to the console. Use consistent color and emoji, and tag the right people on failure while throttling low-signal notifications like started events. IAM service roles are crucial for CodePipeline, CodeBuild, and CodeDeploy to access other AWS services. Ensure each service role has the minimal, necessary permissions to prevent security risks and pipeline failures. Let's compare building your pipeline via the console versus defining it as code. Pipeline as code, using CloudFormation or Terraform, is preferred for production. It offers version history, peer review, full reproducibility across environments, and helps prevent unauthorized manual changes. The console is great for prototyping. Avoid anti-patterns like skipping the test stage, hard-coding secrets in buildspec.yml, improper notification throttling, and relying on only one person to understand the pipeline structure. The 4 DORA metrics tell you if your pipeline improves delivery over time. Track deployment frequency, lead time for changes, change failure rate, and mean time to restore to measure success. The key takeaway is that a well-configured pipeline automates routine tasks, keeps humans in the loop for critical judgment, and ensures boring, predictable releases. Continuous delivery is the ideal starting point for most teams. Coming up next, we'll cover environments, including dev, staging, and production, and how to structure your environment strategy for safe, repeatable promotions.